Preheat your oven at 350 degrees and bake for 35 minutes. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dee and this is the Optimistic Network. Today we're going to make keto banana white chocolate muffin. And yes, I said banana. You're going to ask, keto banana is not keto, but for this recipe we're going to use banana extract. Let's jump straight into the ingredients. You're going to need 4 eggs, and of course if you're making white chocolate muffins, you're going to need white chocolate. And this is the Chalk Zero white chocolate. I'll leave a link to that in the description. It is from Amazon, and as you can read, it's very keto. So this white chocolate is 2 net carbs per serving, but you can always go on Amazon and read that yourself. Then you're gonna need butter, a half to 3/4 sticks of butter, banana extract, vanilla, ground cinnamon. You need a little Swerve powdered sugar. So you need some powdered sugar. It don't have to be Swerve. Then you need a little granulated sugar. It don't have to be SoNourished, but whatever keto sugar you use. You need a little baking powder. You need some almond milk, and you definitely need some almond flour because that's gonna be the base. The first thing you're going to do is put your butter in a bowl and melt it for like 30 to 40 seconds and set that aside and let it cool down. Then to a dry bowl, we are going to combine all the dry ingredients. So add 1.5 cups of almond flour. I'm using the Great Value finely milled almond flour, 2 tablespoons of coconut flour, a 1/3 cup of keto powdered sugar, and I'm using Swerve. Use any powdered sugar of your choice. Feel free to use a little more powdered sugar if you prefer it a little sweeter, because this 1/3 cup didn't make it really sweet. Then you need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and I just sift mine so I don't have any bumps in it. A little ground cinnamon. You can be as generous as you want with your cinnamon. If you love cinnamon, go ahead, but I just did a sprinkle. Then I added a little salt, a pinch of pink Himalayan salt. Now grab your whisk and whisk that up until everything is blended together. Whisk it all the way up until it's blended together, and set that aside, and let's work on our wet ingredients. Now, do you remember that 1/2 stick of butter that we melted? And I want to tell you guys, you can use a whole stick of butter if you want. If you want it a little more moist, or if you don't mind the butter, use a little more butter. But to that 1/2 stick of butter, I added about a tablespoon of sour cream. Then I added 4 eggs. I added 1/3 cup of almond milk, and I whisked that up a little, about a couple of minutes, and then I added my banana extract and my vanilla, and I whisk it up until it's all nice and blended and creamy. Oh, how could I forget? I added 2 tablespoons of this SoNourished monk fruit erythritol blend granulated sugar, and I added it to the wet ingredients instead of the dry ingredients because I wanted to whisk it out until it all dissolved. And in the dry ingredients, it wouldn't dissolve. It would be so hard to dissolve, and these keto sugar are not really easy to melt or dissolve, so that's why I added it to the wet ingredients, if you're wondering. Then all you have to do is just whip it good. Whip it real good. So now I'm adding 2 teaspoons of banana extract and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. The reason I didn't add them from start, I don't want to beat them out. I want the flavor to stay strong, and in my head I just feel like if I add them with everything else, I'd whisk them out too much. So I'm sure it won't be a big deal if you add the banana extract and the vanilla to the wet ingredients in the beginning and just do one whisking. I'm pretty sure it won't be a big deal. So now that my wet ingredient is all combined and smooth, all I did, I just reached for those dry ingredients and I just combined the wet ingredients with the dry, and I just used the whisk to whisk it out nice and smooth. Make sure it's all wet and just well mixed. And while I'm mixing, halfway through I add some of this white chocolate to the mixture. So now you need your greased muffin pan, and I'm making bigger muffins, so I use a 6-pack muffin pan and I just put some butter in it and use some grease paper to spread out the butter. I didn't add anything else. I didn't add any muffin paper or anything. I just butter it and nothing stuck. That's what I always do when I use this. I just butter it and then I just try to get them as even as I can in the pan, so I'll have all same size muffins. Just lift and dropped the pan on the counter a few times, and then I just add the balance of chocolate to the top. But the next time I'm doing this, what I'll do, I'll let it cook for like 15 minutes and then I'll add the chocolate to the top, because the chocolate kind of got a little hard because it's keto chocolate, so it's not like your regular chocolate. So if you notice, they didn't even melt. I don't know what happened to them, but the ones in the middle were good. I did not mention to you guys, I preheated my oven at 350 and I let this bake at 350 for 35 minutes. So these are the finished product. Look how nice and moist these are, and they're just as tasty. They're very tasty. So I hope you guys will try this. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in my next upload. I love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah.